We're back with Rich from Lucerne Farms, and Rich, this is the product we've been talking about. Let me go ahead and cut it open here so folks can see.
Sure. Hey, listen, before you do that, Chris, I just wanted to highlight one thing that's unique about ours. Unlike a bale of hay, we have a guaranteed analysis on the back of every bag, so you know what you're going to get protein-wise.
Yep.
And then on the front, we guarantee the weight. So unlike a bale of hay that fluctuates and...
Well, the reason why that I was so interested in it, because, you know, we're in Texas here. Blister beetles are a problem. And if you don't know what a blister beetle is, it's a beetle that any part of that wing gets in the hay, it can just absolutely tear up the digestive system of the horse and kill the horse within an hour. So we have to go to other states to get hay. I know that we have some hay up in here in the Panhandle, but there's not a lot of alfalfa, and there's some coastal around here, but it becomes inconsistent.
Sure.
That's one of the problems that we have, Rich, is we have inconsistencies of hay, and you have done an analysis. We know exactly what's in the bag. Again, I don't want people to think that we're replacing hay, but you can cut down on your hay a lot.
Absolutely.
And I want you to also talk about the temperature ride.
Sure. Well, remember, I'm from Maine.
Yep.
And up there, we don't have blister beetles. We don't have poisonous snakes, poisonous spiders. It's a great place to be. So, yeah, we can.
Snows.
Yeah, it does get a little cold in the wintertime, a little chilly. So, you know, we don't have those outside dangers in the hay, such as the blister beetle.
Yep.
And even if they did, I mean, the cooking of it, the high temperature drying process, it knocks out all the mold spores.
Yep.
Again, it's a sterilization process. Let's cut that open and show these people what's inside that bag.
So folks can see. Now, actually, in this bag, you have alfalfa, timothy, as well as oats. So you've got a whole...
Yeah, and as you can see, that's packed in there pretty tight.
Uh-huh.
And it's you can feel the molasses.
Good. It's got a little molasses in it.
Yep. It does have the molasses.
Okay.
And you can see when you drop it in the bucket, you don't see dust coming out. Right. So as a general rule, what we tell people to do is we want them to feed 2 to 4 pounds per feeding, mixed right in with their grain in a bucket like this.
So you've got grain in here?
Just it's oats harvested as hay.
I understand, but you put grain in here?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So a gallon is a pound.
I'll tell you what's also that I found out with our horses is that it takes them a little time to eat it, because you know it also, especially a horse that stands in a stall or in a paddock, it gives them something to do, and they'll actually pick through it here, and you know they like it, but because there's so much there in with their grain, they just can't gobble gobble gobble, you know. And it makes them be a little bit more patient in eating their grain.
Well, I've seen the pictures of an inside of a horse, and you know a horse's stomach is the size of a football.
Yep.
And so that's where all the absorption happens. So the idea is you really got to slow down the food moving through your animal. And by mixing that short chopped hay with the grain, you get them to think it's hay time and not grain time.
Also, you're going to reduce any likely of impaction in the intestines.
Absolutely.
Colic, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's like I said, I've been around it for years, and I thought it was a great product back growing up, and didn't ever see it in this part of the country, but. I think that there's a lot of need for it. The English people are aware of it because being, you know, an influence from Europe. Don't you find that a lot of the English folks are...
Oh, absolutely. You know, somebody from Europe that comes here, one of the first things they're looking for is, where do I get my bagged forage?
Yeah.
And, just because that's what they normally feed. You know, when you think about the country of the United Kingdom, the island of England, I think there's 60 million people that live in England, and it's the size of the state of Maine. So, you know, you put that many people on, obviously there's not wide open hay land like there is here in Texas.
It's more controlled in this situation, yeah.
Absolutely.
So you've got alfalfa, you've got timothy, you've got oat, all in one hay. So, you know, you've got a lot of variances right there. You got the roughage, you got the protein.
And some energy, and then the other thing is, you know, as you mentioned, the supplement to slow the horses down, to let them chew a little bit longer.
Now, you talk about soybean oil.
Yeah, we should grab the high fiber gold.
Now, you have the different products here. This is alfalfa, and that's
straight alfalfa.
Straight alfalfa.
Yeah. So
and what is this? Timothy alfalfa.
So that's a 70-30 blend.
Okay. So whatever you think that your horse needs, you have here.
Now, obviously, you know, on a general speaking, Chris, not everybody trains high-performance horses like yourself.
Yep.
So we find that the high fiber is really our best seller due to the fact it's lower protein.
It doesn't make them jump out of their skin. And
exactly. So, you know, just as a general, if you're a recreational horse owner, you know,
Sure.
this fits into the diet. If you had a Percheron draft horse or a
Yep.
Lippinzahner stallion, you
Yep.
could use this, and
Okay.
it's not going to do anything strange
Very
to their
good.
diet.
Well, let's go over here to, I know that also that you actually make this for other companies. We don't have to really mention those other companies. but-
Sure we do. Yes, we
Okay.
do. Yeah, and we have a product that's got some vitamins, minerals, and
Yep.
supplements in
Yep.
with soybean oil and basically that same
Yep.
blend of hay.
Yeah, very, very popular.
Yeah, quite popular, yes.
Mainly out of Florida.
Mainly out of Florida. Hey, and you'll notice, I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but this looks different. You know, this is
talk to them again.
this is the same blend that we just had.
Low start. It doesn't have any molasses in it. So
No molasses.
if you have a horse that has Cushing's disease or anything like that, we've got a product for that.
It's very low sugared. Actually, there's probably more sugar. You can see it's a little bit drier here, and so it
Yep.
flies around a little bit. You can see the texture is different, Chris.
Okay.
That's because of the molasses, and you'll notice too it looks a little bit greener because obviously the molasses stains things brown. But I don't know if everybody knows if you can see that, but that's a Timothy head.
That's a Timothy.
So if you think about a hillbilly with a weed hanging out of his mouth,
Yep.
that's a piece of Timothy,
Okay.
and that's really the main crop that we'll harvest up there in Maine.
I see.
Yes.
Well, you know, when I first saw this, I didn't know much about Timothy. I thought it was a weed. That's actually good stuff.
Hey, we've had customers fill a baggie with these,
Yeah.
a Ziploc baggie, and send them to us and say, you know, this was all through my bag. But that's what it is. That's what it is. That's the head.
That's the product.
Yep.
Yeah. The cornerstone of a